Last month, many of us celebrated Valentine's Day. Well, unless you were residing in Islamabad, of course. Celebrating Valentine's Day there is actually illegal. But then again, perhaps the Islamists running Pakistan's capital city are onto something here. I say this because Valentine's Day can be such a downer, especially for young people. Do you remember Valentine's Day at school? Oh, sure, it was great if you were popular. But if you weren't, well, you sure as heck didn't want to be that kid getting no Valentine's Day cards. Oh, the humiliation. Well, it warms my heart to tell you that being stigmatized on Valentine's Day might be a thing of the past, judging by what's happening at some schools these days. According to a report in HeatStreet.com, several U.S. schools made efforts to reach out to comfort lonely heart students who were triggered by Valentine's Day. The schools fought back against the trauma by providing everything from counseling to safe space activities. For example, one school promoted February 14th as Hope, Peace, Love Day. Students learned about depression, coping skills, anxiety, self-esteem, and even suicide prevention. As well, students were invited to watch a Disney movie, or they could sit down with a coloring book to, quote, color your way to a less stressful day, end quote. They could also play a game called Healthy Relationship Bingo. Another school brought in therapy dogs to allow the kids to smooch and snuggle in the library if they required a little canine TLC. Yet another school invited students to decorate sugar cookies with mental health professionals. Finally, one school directed students to online resources where they could learn about, quote, self-compassion and how to treat yourself with kindness, love, and respect, just as you would a friend or a Valentine, end quote. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention one pertinent detail about these lovey-dovey programs to de-trigger students. You see, the schools carrying out these programs weren't elementary schools or middle schools or high schools. No, they were all post-secondary institutions. Yes, colleges and universities. We're talking Baylor University in Texas and Brookdale Community College in New Jersey and Shenandoah University in Virginia and Appalachian State in North Carolina. That's right. Therapy dogs and coloring books and feel-good Disney flicks were made available to adult students, many of whom are perhaps mere months away from graduating and entering the workforce, assuming they didn't make the mistake of earning some worthless degree. Still, I wonder how these scholars are ever going to cope in the real world, where it might take some extra effort to link up with therapy dogs and psychiatrists who like to bake cookies. In the meantime, St. Patrick's Day is rapidly approaching. Methinks universities and colleges should reach out to Irishmen and Irish women, inviting them onto campus to seek out those poor students who don't have an invitation to a St. Paddy's Day shindig. After all, we certainly don't want any members of Generation Snowflake on campus being triggered by an absence of green beer. For the Rebel.media, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Like what you just saw? Then click subscribe below and never miss another Rebel video.